Look at this thing.
That field of view across there is across the whole mesa, so that's about a half a mile. And it's at 2,000 frames a second. So he just went a half a mile in
1.12 seconds, I believe.
Skinwalker Ranch has always been a hotbed for mysterious and unexplained events. But recently, something so unsettling occurred that the team, led by investigators Eric and Travis, had to evacuate. What did they discover that pushed them to abandon the ranch? And how does this tie into the UFO sightings and bizarre happenings that have haunted this place for years? The start of a new investigation. The latest chapter began with the return of Burdett Anderson, a specialist in high-definition filming. His presence always signals something big, and this time was no exception. The team prepared their cameras to capture footage at an incredible 2,000 frames per second. This level of precision meant they could spot even the smallest details, keeping everyone on edge as they waited for the unexpected. Every piece of footage they capture has the potential to either shed light on the mysteries of the ranch or add another layer of confusion. The Ranch of Mysteries. Spread over hundreds of acres, Skinwalker Ranch has been the focus of countless strange stories. People report seeing UFOs darting through the sky and animals behaving in unnatural ways. These bizarre occurrences have attracted scientists, researchers, and the simply curious, all hoping to uncover the truth.
Just before we started to fire the rockets, the cows were acting very strangely. They were running across the field, grouping together, fighting.
That's crazy.
Let's get this launch ready to go.
Okay, we're hot with the battery.
All right, Caitlin, it's all you. Good.
Look. What is that? What is that?
We got something. Hold on.
The ranch's mysteries go beyond just sightings. Generations of local legends tell of eerie creatures and ghostly events. Mixing these old stories with today's high-tech investigations creates a unique environment where the past and present collide. Life at the ranch is unpredictable. Every day brings a new challenge, and every shadow or sound could hint at something extraordinary or something dangerous. The team constantly feels the weight of both excitement and unease, knowing the next moment could change everything. One of the biggest hurdles the team faces is the strange way technology behaves at the ranch. Cameras shut down for no reason, recordings go static, and sensors send back impossible readings. Some experts believe the land itself may have properties that interfere with electronic devices. Others think something more intentional, like a hidden force, might be at work. Whatever the reason, these problems make uncovering the truth even harder. Recently, the team spotted something truly bizarre above the east field, a strange object floating in the sky. It didn't move, as if it was defying gravity. Everyone was stunned. The team began theorizing about what it could be. One idea was that it might be a portal of some kind, which could explain other strange events around the ranch. For instance, they've seen UFOs appear and disappear suddenly, and even had a helicopter mission fail without explanation.
This thing's really clipping along.
Oh my gosh, it disappeared.
And gone.
The team's current plan leans heavily on Burdett and his advanced high-definition cameras. They're planning to use his equipment alongside sound waves to observe how the strange floating anomaly reacts. The idea is that blasting sound waves might trigger some kind of response, giving them valuable clues. It's basically like poking something with a stick, but using high-tech tools instead. This approach shows just how much effort and resources the team is investing to capture clear, measurable evidence of what's happening. Echoes of the unknown, the experiment begins. After a day of careful preparation, the team is ready for a night that could potentially shift their understanding of the world. They hope their setup of cameras and sound waves will help them figure out what's causing these strange events in the East Field, or better yet, trigger something new to study. The goal is simple. Understanding one mysterious event might unlock answers to the bigger puzzle of the ranch. Everyone is on edge as they wait to see what their experiment will reveal. It's like working on a massive puzzle where none of the pieces seem to fit. Every new connection or explanation gets them closer to completing the picture. And let's face it, solving the mystery of Skinwalker Ranch would be an achievement anyone would love to claim. It might not make you famous, but it's guaranteed to make you the most interesting person at any gathering. With Burdett's cutting-edge tech, the team feels more prepared than ever to catch the elusive proof they've been chasing. There's a buzz of excitement in the air, though tempered with a bit of skepticism. They've had similar hopes before and come up empty-handed. Still, every attempt teaches them something new, helping them refine their methods and keeping their curiosity alive. It's not an easy job, but someone has to do it, and this team is determined to lead the charge. With cameras rolling and sound equipment ready, they're preparing for whatever the unpredictable skies over Skinwalker Ranch might reveal next.
Play some acoustic sounds and look, with the high speed if we see anything odd.
Okay.
You know, if we produce a frequency, one line of thinking has it that we may activate something here in response to the emission of that sound frequency.
As the day begins, there's a mix of routine and cautious optimism. Some team members glance at the sky, half hoping to spot something extraordinary, while others focus on setting up their gear. The plan is to play loud sounds again, clinging to the slim hope that today's effort might finally confirm their theories about the East Field. This time, they're upping the ante by launching a rocket. It's like they're trying to grab the sky's attention with a louder bang. Eric is in charge of the tone generator, sending a range of sounds into the air to see if any of them provoke a reaction. The team is ready for anything, whether it's exciting or unnerving. They hope today's experiment doesn't just waste resources, but instead provides enough data to give them a clearer direction for future tests. A key part of the setup is Burdett's high-speed cameras, capable of snapping over 2,000 pictures per second. In the past, they've only managed to capture fleeting glimpses of strange flying objects, UFOs that vanished in an instant. With this advanced equipment, they're confident they won't miss anything this time. The team's strategy has shifted from hopeful guesswork to a calculated, tech-heavy approach. Combining a touch of sci-fi flair with cutting-edge tools, they've refined their methods. Despite their share of disappointing days, they persist, always experimenting and hoping to finally uncover the truth. The atmosphere is tense. On one hand, they're eager to catch definitive proof. On the other, they're bracing for another day of puzzling results. This cycle of setting up, testing, and waiting has become their norm. But each time, there's a flicker of hope that the skies might finally reveal their secrets. The team keeps coming back, cameras in hand and eyes fixed on the skies, ready for whatever might show up. The excitement is palpable. They're hoping that today's advanced tech and renewed optimism will finally uncover the answers they've been chasing. Burdett is particularly thrilled, like a kid with a shiny new toy. He's convinced they're on the brink of a groundbreaking discovery, something that could completely change how we see the world. Just recently, his team spotted an unidentified flying object that sent a chill through everyone. It lacked the usual features of an aircraft: no blinking lights, no exhaust trails, making it clear it wasn't something made on Earth. It appeared in a part of the sky already known for strange activity, adding to the mystery. Launching the rocket. As they gear up for the next big test, Burdett double-checks the cameras, ensuring everything is ready, while Eric fine-tunes the sound equipment. They launch the rocket, and the team watches in awe as it soars smoothly into the sky. But what the high-speed cameras capture next is far more extraordinary than they'd expected.
You take a look at this and tell me if it's a bug or a bird or what you think.
Where?
Right here. Watch this.
The footage reveals an unidentified flying object appearing just 6 seconds after the rocket takes off. It's only visible for about a second, but its sudden appearance and timing suggest it was reacting to the rocket's launch. What's even more shocking is its speed: 3,600 miles per hour. That's faster than anything they've ever seen. When the test ends, the team gathers to discuss what just happened. Travis points out how strange it was that the object moved so quickly without making a sound or disturbing the air. No vibrations, no ripples, just silence. This leads them to speculate that whoever or whatever made it has access to technology far beyond anything we know. The rest of the day is spent debating and theorizing. They discuss what the object might be, where it could have come from, and what its purpose might be. Some team members feel a surge of excitement at the possibilities these strange sightings suggest, while others can't help but worry. This technology could revolutionize the world, but what if it's misused? Why is it only appearing now? As they brainstorm theories and plans, they agree on one thing: they need more data, more sightings, and perhaps even a way to communicate with these mysterious flying objects. The implications of discovering advanced technology are enormous. It could transform travel, energy, and even how humanity views its place in the universe. For now, though, the mystery deepens with every answer leading to new questions. Travis, fascinated by the object's lack of a trail, points out that it moves without resistance, similar to the Tic Tac UFO seen by the U.S. Navy in 2004. Like their recent encounter, the Tic Tac lacked exhaust or noise and appeared to be surrounded by some kind of invisible shield.
The atmospheric movement, you would think you'd see a wake behind it.
That means they have
You
to...
didn't see a wake.
No.
And guess what that would have to be in order for that to happen? It would have to be frictionless.
Yeah.
The characteristics of this UAP were just like the so-called Tic Tac that was recorded in 2004 by the U.S. Navy.
It's rotated.
What puzzles them most is how the object vanished so quickly, almost as if it slipped into thin air. Some team members whisper about portals to other dimensions or distant places, but remain cautious about jumping to conclusions. They speculate that the rocket's loud sound might have triggered the UFO's appearance, giving them a clue about how to proceed. Eric proposes an experiment to determine if specific sound frequencies can consistently prompt these phenomena. By testing a range of frequencies, he hopes to find the exact pitch, measured in hertz, that might bring the object back. Travis explains the concept. Higher frequencies create higher-pitched sounds, while lower ones produce deeper tones. If they can isolate a particular frequency, they might gain a better understanding of what draws these anomalies out. The weight of the findings. As they prepare, the team acknowledges the groundbreaking potential of their findings. If these sightings represent something greater than random events, they could redefine science, physics, and humanity's understanding of reality. Each experiment provides more data, slowly piecing together a larger puzzle, but also raising new questions. They're aware they're chasing something monumental, yet the road ahead remains unclear. That night, under the vast darkness of Skinwalker Ranch, Eric and the team begin their sound experiments. They try different frequencies, methodically unlocking potential reactions like testing keys on a massive ring. The quiet is punctuated by eerie vibrations, a steady hum from the air itself that feels almost alive.
Whatever that lower one was, well, the ground was like that. You could feel it in your feet. So that was pretty neat. But when you turned it off, the valley was still ringing.
That's interesting. That's neat.
When the frequency reaches 192 hertz, something extraordinary happens. A small, glowing orb appears in the sky. At first, it's just a faint speck, but its odd, unpredictable movements echo the earlier UFO sighting. It's not much, but it's enough to reignite the team's hope and deepen the mystery. But just as suddenly as it appeared, the light disappears, leaving the team staring at the sky, unsure of what might come next, but ready to continue watching. Meanwhile, John, a local history expert, shares an interesting piece of information. He recalls that the area's native tribes used specific sounds that they believed could open gateways, allowing them to see UFOs coming and going around places like Skinwalker Ranch. This story sparks a debate among the team. While it might seem far-fetched, it suddenly starts to make sense. Perhaps these ancient sounds really do have a connection to the strange events occurring at the ranch. The team begins to consider the possibility that they're on the verge of uncovering something significant. If the native sounds are truly keys to understanding the phenomena, it could explain many of the strange occurrences they've witnessed at the ranch. The idea of sound being a tool to interact with the unknown adds a new layer to their research. They decide to explore this theory further, planning more nights of testing, each filled with both hope and skepticism. As they move forward, they continue to build their database, testing various frequencies, recording what doesn't work, and possibly hinting at what might. The nights are long, with strong coffee fueling their efforts, and the atmosphere remains a mix of scientific curiosity and eerie suspense. Each small discovery, each brief light in the sky, keeps their curiosity alive.
Wait, Thomas, look, right there, right above the horizon.
There's something moving this way.
It's like,
Orange light.
yes.
Do you guys copy?
It's moving south quickly.
It just switched off like a switch.
They begin to document everything: times, dates, weather conditions, and even the phases of the moon, hoping to identify a pattern or trigger. The team stays up late, vigorously debating theories, and the line between established science and speculative ideas begins to blur. This ongoing quest isn't just about chasing lights in the sky. It's about understanding a phenomenon that has puzzled those at the ranch for years. It's about connecting ancient tribal knowledge with modern scientific methods. With each sound frequency they test, they're not only calling out into the unknown, but listening closely for any response, ready to decode whatever comes their way. Vibrations. During one of their sound experiments, the team feels the ground vibrating beneath their feet, suggesting that their sounds are actually affecting the environment. Travis and Eric, observing this, believe that the vibrations could be a sign that their experiments are making a real impact on the area, adding a new level of mystery to their research. Even after shutting off the sounds, the echoes continued to bounce around the valley, suggesting that their actions might be having lingering effects on the environment. Instead of dismissing the more outlandish ideas, like portals, the team decided it was worth considering the true implications of these vibrations. They began to believe that their experiments were uncovering hidden aspects of the ranch's mysterious phenomena that they hadn't anticipated. The more they tested, the more they started to realize that these vibrations could be revealing something unusual, something they hadn't expected to discover. Eager to continue their work, the team planned more sound experiments in the East Field. They were excited about what they might uncover regarding these strange vibrations and the unidentified flying objects they had observed. Each new test felt like a gamble, with the team anxiously awaiting the next strange event. Throughout this journey, Burdett's high-definition cameras played a critical role. Capturing something moving at 3,600 miles per hour was impossible with the naked eye, so these cameras were essential for documenting phenomena that would otherwise have been too quick to catch or even completely invisible.
The advantage of using a high-speed camera out here is if you have things that are moving that you're just not quite catching, if you're ready for it, you can get a very good look at it. My camera will shoot at 100,000 or 1,000,000 frames per second.
The footage gathered became vital in understanding what was moving so rapidly around the ranch. However, the excitement of discovery was tempered by a growing sense of concern. The experiments were no longer just harmless trials. They seemed to provoke real responses from the ranch itself, responses that could sometimes be startling. This reality hit hard when the team's game cameras, set up for routine monitoring, captured an image of a fast-moving silver object. The speed and appearance of this object were so unexpected and alarming that the team decided to evacuate the ranch immediately. The incident reinforced the realization that their experiments could have serious consequences. The team's discussions were intense, sometimes heated, as they tried to understand all the pieces of information they had gathered. They came up with different theories and carefully examined the scientific facts, comparing them to the strange things they were seeing that didn't seem to make sense. There was also a sense of tension in the air. Each team member knew that the next experiment could cause an even bigger reaction from the environment. The mix of science and the unpredictable events they were witnessing created a charged atmosphere. They knew they weren't just watching what was happening. They might be causing or triggering these strange events. Heavy on recordings. As the team kept working, they became more careful and thorough. They recorded everything, every sound, every strange sight, and how things changed. They realized they couldn't just depend on their cameras and sensors. They also had to be open to ideas that might seem strange at first. They had to follow the clues wherever they led, even if the answers seemed unusual. Every time something odd appeared in the sky, it reminded them of what their drones had recorded earlier. They started to think that all the strange things happening at the ranch might be connected. Just when they thought they were starting to figure things out, something even stranger would happen. One time, a camera caught a weird silver-purple light in the southern part of the ranch. Soon after, they found a fence post that was burned. Seeing the light and finding the burnt post made them even more curious about what was really going on. These strange events kept happening in the same area, leading the team to believe they were getting close to discovering something important. They started to think that this particular spot might hold the answers they were looking for. The East Field at Skinwalker Ranch seemed to be the center of these unexplained events, almost like there might be a passageway to another world or dimension hidden there. They started to wonder if there could be a real gateway to another place on the ranch. The more they investigated, the more they documented. Each strange event was recorded in their log, like pieces of a big puzzle they were trying to solve. They spent hours discussing their findings, trying to understand the connections between the unusual sights and the physical marks left behind.
You can see the trail behind it, and watch it go. It leaves a trail behind it as it goes. Or stop. You see it?
Sure.
In one night, one span there, we see a strange communication beam. And then we see this thing. Is there a connection?
With every new incident, the team's curiosity grew stronger, pushing them to dig deeper and explore further. They equipped themselves with more advanced tools to capture clearer images and sounds, hoping to gather even stronger evidence of the strange occurrences. The excitement within the team was obvious, with each member contributing their ideas and theories, leading to late-night discussions and brainstorming sessions. Eric was eager to tweak their experiments, hoping to provoke the weird phenomena even more. He thought they might even be able to open a portal, as outlandish as that idea seemed. He believed this could explain why the unidentified flying objects they saw moved so quickly and disappeared so suddenly. Of course, there were skeptics who dismissed these ideas as mere hallucinations, but the clear, crisp footage from Burdett's high-definition cameras provided undeniable proof that something unusual was happening at the ranch. This raised a big question. What exactly was going on here? And was anything like it happening elsewhere in the world? In too deep. The team at Skinwalker Ranch was more determined than ever to find out. They were ready to dive deeper and uncover the truth behind the bizarre events unfolding on the 512-acre property. They weren't just there to observe, they were there to investigate every strange detail, armed with their cameras and a healthy dose of skepticism. As they continued their work, the team carefully reviewed the videos and data they gathered, trying to make sense of the odd events. Each new piece of information led to fresh experiments, helping them learn a little more with every test. They followed a simple process: watch carefully, come up with theories, test those theories, and repeat. With each step, the team uncovered more clues, though they were still far from fully understanding what was happening at Skinwalker Ranch. Their strong desire to solve the puzzles kept them moving forward, even as they faced risks and ignored the doubts of those who didn't believe in their work. Every strange piece of evidence, every unusual sight, and every event they couldn't explain only made them more curious and determined to push beyond their current knowledge. They weren't just chasing shadows, they were testing their understanding of the natural world, and might be on the verge of discovering something that could completely change our understanding.
That field of view across there is across the whole mesa, so that's about a half a mile. And it's at 2,000 frames a second. So he just went a half a mile in
1.12 seconds, I believe.
So it literally went from about halfway here in the mesa to above these trees over here in a second.
Wow. That bird would have a jetpack.
The ranch seemed more active than ever, with each experiment leading to new and unexpected reactions. The team felt like they were on the brink of a big discovery, though they couldn't predict exactly what it would be. Every weird light in the sky and every strange event on the ground that didn't make sense added to their belief that something special was happening at the ranch. Whether it turned out to be a doorway to another world or just amazing natural events, they were committed to finding out, one experiment at a time. Their daily routine was a mix of careful observations, brainstorming, and hands-on experiments. Each day brought excitement and challenges as they handled both the predictable tasks and the unpredictable occurrences. They constantly adapted their methods and equipment, always staying ready for the next surprise. This dynamic approach kept the team on their toes, blending routine work with moments of unexpected discovery. As time went on, the evidence they collected began to form patterns, suggesting that the phenomena they were studying might be connected in ways they hadn't expected. This possibility sparked even more questions and drove them to dig deeper. They were piecing together a puzzle where every new clue could change their understanding, keeping the work exciting and the team fully engaged in their search for answers. Could the evacuation at Skinwalker Ranch be connected to government involvement, or is something even more otherworldly at play? What do you think is really happening behind the scenes?